Hi guys, in this video I cover the logical AND operator. I go over the syntax, the truth table, and I show some example. Let's start out with the syntax. So the logical AND operator is an binary operator. That means it has two operands, A and B. And the logical AND operator is written with two ampersands. The first operand is on the left side and the second operand on the right side. Now A and B are mostly conditions that evaluate to either true or false. And applying this logical AND operator to these two conditions will take the two Boolean values and change it into a new single Boolean value. Let's take a look at the truth table to see how this affects the two Boolean values. Now, if I have A and B, and A can either be false or true, and B can either be false or true. We have the four different cases here, both being false, A being false, and B being true, or A being true and B being false, or both of them being true. And false or true is always 0 or 1. Now, when we apply the logical AND operator to A and B, what Boolean value do we get? So if both of them are false, we still get false. And the way to understand this is we want A and B. So we want both of them to be true, right? If you tell your friend you want a Coke and a burger, you mean you want both. You don't just want a Coke or a burger or nothing. You really want A and B. So if you fully understand this, then it's easy to fill out the truth table. What if A is false and B is true? What if you didn't get a Coke but you got a burger? Did this fully fulfill your condition where you said you want a Coke and a burger? It did not. So this would also be false. Now if you get a Coke but you didn't get a burger, this would still be false. But at the end, if you get both, then this condition is true. So the logical AND operator simply means both of these conditions have to be true for the overall condition to be true as well. Now let's take a look at an example. Let's say we have a value and we prompt the user to enter a value. I read that into the variable. And now I want to check if this value is within a range of, say, 50 to 60. I can write val is larger or equal to 50. And now I use the logical AND operator and check if the value is also less than or equal to 60. If this is the case, I output value is between 50 and 60. And let's run this. Now if I enter 50, this will be true. If I enter something beyond 60, let's say 65, we don't get any output, so this was skipped. And if I enter something below 50, let's say 45, this is skipped as well. So we know, you can see that when I entered 65, the first condition was true. 65 is larger or equal to 50. Since this is true, it went ahead and checked the second condition. Is 65 less or equal to 60? This is false. So we had the case here of first one being true, second one being false. The overall condition, this one was false, so it didn't execute the then block. Now with 45, it's the other way around. The first condition is false. So when the first condition is false, it doesn't actually continue the check, the next one, because we can see here, when this one is false, it doesn't matter what B is. B can be false or true. A and B will always be false. So only when the first expression, the first operand is true, then it depends on the second operand. And the compiler typically takes this into consideration. It knows when the first one is false, there's no need to check the remaining ones when I have a logical AND. The overall expression can only be false at that point. But when the first condition is true, then it has to move on and check the remaining condition. And note that this is a binary operand, but we can have more than a single logical operand here. When I have another one here, and let's say I also want, for example, the value, if I mod it by 2, I want this to be even. I want to have an even number between 50 and 60. Now you can see I have 3 operands and 2 logical AND operators. What will happen is it'll take the first value here. When this is true, it'll check the next one. This is true. Now we have true and true. The overall condition is true. And now this one becomes the first operand for this logical AND operator. So this condition is the first operand and this one the second operand. Now by this point, I already know, the compiler already knows this was all true. And then I will move on to check the last one. So let's try this out. Let's say I enter, for example, 51. Nothing was outputted. This one was true. It was larger than 50. It went on to check the second part. It's less than 60. So both of these are true. Now I treat this as my A. It's true. Now goes on to check the last operand here, the last expression. Val more 2. The remainder, if I divide by 2, is 1. 1 is not equal 0. So this one was then this case here. This one was true. The other one, the check for even was false, so the overall condition is false. Now if I enter 54, however, the first 2 are true because it is between 50 and 60. It goes on to check, to divide 54 by 2. The remainder then is 0, and 0 equals 0, so this one is true as well. So we have the last case. True and true is true. I hope this gives you an understanding how to use the logical AND operator. Thank you for watching.